Hey, hey, how's it
Hey,
going?
good. How about you?
I'm good. It is so nice out. Have you been outside today?
No, I'm planning on going to go outside later. But yeah.
I feel like this is like peak hour. The sun is right in my eyeballs and I'm melting like a popsicle. It's wild, but it's so nice. And I'm like, you know what? What's a better way to talk to someone over a call than being outside? Because it's beautiful.
This is the best one. Can you even see me with, I guess, the sun and the screen a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah, my phone is just jacked up, brightness all the way, so I can see you. I can see you barely.
Barely,
No,
yeah.
I know. No, I can see you. I can see you pretty good.
Good, cool. So how you doing,
Yeah,
Michelle?
I'm good. I'm good. So I didn't even know you had a podcast. This is wild. This is awesome.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, some
This
people
is so
know,
cool.
some people don't. It's just like it's a new well, I've had this for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years. I started this like during COVID, and then
Oh,
I
cool.
did it during COVID, and then I got busy and stopped for like a good like couple months and then got back into it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah. No
now we
way.
got back into it again. So because
Cool.
it's been pretty slow this winter season. So I'm like, let's go back
Let's bring
into
it
it.
back.
Let's bring it
Yeah,
back
yeah, definitely.
and see if we could
That's
work around
awesome.
it with the busy schedule in like spring, because I don't know if your schedule's getting pretty busy too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, spring. And I don't even know what it is. Like I guess it's like after Christmas, people are
Mhm.
making their money back and they're like, "Okay, let's do things. Let's go crazy." And it's like now that it gets warm out, everyone wants to be busy like all of a
Right?
sudden, but it's like January and February is so dead. It's
Yeah.
like the quietest. And then like March and April hit. And it's like, "Okay, hello."
Hello, we're
But
back.
it's you were back. We're back to business. But yeah.
Cool.
So I heard you're going to LA. That is possibility going to LA or
No,
you're going to LA?
I basically bought the hotel. I got, yeah,
Cool.
and everything. So I'm just buying flights and everything this upcoming Friday, I
Nice.
believe. So yeah, it's gonna be
Wow.
fun little time. It's like a little
What's the thing?
1 day getaway. It's for an artist in LA, so it's like a 1 day kind of show, just going out
Cool.
there and everything. So still
Nice.
waiting to hear
Oh,
back about details, but yeah, just booking that kind of
that's
stuff right
awesome.
now. Yeah. What do
That's
you?
so cool.
How about you? Do you have any like trips planned for yourself?
Um, ah, I honestly don't even know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Honestly, my goal ever since I was like 16 was to go to Australia. And then like
Oh.
I was young and I was like, is it gonna happen? I didn't have money. It was just like a crazy thing. And then COVID happened.
Hmm.
And then recently I was just like, you know what? I think it's about time. I think it's time that I go. So I'm really like this year, I'm like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna save all my money. I'm gonna go hopefully by November. That is the goal. That is the plan. And
Ooh.
it's yeah, yeah. My mom's best friend lives out there and she has two kids and then my dad's got friends out there. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go stay with them and wing it.
Yeah, you're gonna
It'll be
save so
wild.
much money too for
Yeah,
everything
because
too,
accommodations are crazy,
right?
hey? It's insane.
If you know
It's
somewhere,
insane.
take it. Like legit, take
Mhm.
it as much as possible, Michelle.
Because even like the flight alone is like almost 3 grand, which
Ooh,
is
how much?
insane. I know, right? I'm just like, so I'm like hoping to like go out there and like really milk it, you know? I'm like, let's even do some photography out there and like just really do as much as I can. Cause like 3 grand is crazy. It's just insane.
Well, how long are you gonna stay there if it's costing you 3 grand then?
I mean, I've been looking at flights for like for for over at least a month. Cause like
Mhm.
it's I don't know, it's Australia, and you
Yeah.
can't go for, like, a week, it's just gonna
No.
go by so
Yeah.
fast. So I'm like, if I'm staying with people and if maybe we could do road trips, a month would be, like that would be perfect,
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That'd be it. But it's, like, stretching it, it's getting long, but it's not too long. It's, like, the perfect time.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
for something like that, like if you were to do like a European trip or Australia trip, you have to go at least 2 weeks or something
Like,
like that.
3 yeah, 2,
Three,
3 weeks.
3 weeks, because
Definitely.
soak it all in, take it in. Because yeah,
Yeah.
even Europe is so expensive going over too.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy.
Uh, I
It's
hate
insane.
I
Have
hate
you have you
flights.
been
No, I
Europe?
want See, I wanted to do it this year, but then I saw flights was just jacking up more and more.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah, I
crazy.
can't now. So,
Yeah, it's insane. Do you
yeah.
have any trips coming up
Well,
besides
just
LA?
that's and then going to Toronto a couple times this year. So,
Nice. That's gonna be fun.
first time for Toronto, so I'm
No
very
way.
excited.
Cool, cool. Are you going to like downtown area?
I
Like the
think
waterfront?
I think so. I don't know yet. We're seeing. I'm gonna go by the end of May for Toronto.
Cool,
Going
cool.
outskirts as well for Toronto for that, and
Nice.
then at the maybe September or so, I'm gonna go for Toronto again. It's another show,
Nice.
so it's mainly concerts basically. Michelle
Yeah,
have
yeah,
going.
that's so cool.
So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Wild. Oh yeah.
wild.
So I want to ask you, even
Oh,
though this is your
no,
podcast, I
back
want
and
to
forth.
ask
I'm
you.
fine with that. That's why I'm trying to go more in this take of like just conversation base of a podcast and
Yeah,
everything. So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
leave it all.
But how did you get into photography and like concert photography and all this?
Lawns, do you want long story or a short story here, Michelle?
You tell me. You tell
Okay,
me. You take the reins on this one.
take the reins.
Yeah.
Out of the womb. I'm kidding. No, not the womb. Yeah, no, not the womb. So originally when my first ever concert was a band called R5. They're a Disney Channel band and everything. So they were my
Yes,
first ever
yes,
concert.
with blonde guy. I think they're all
Blonde
blonde, but like,
guy.
what's his name? What's his
Ross
name?
Lynch.
Yes,
Yep. Disney
that's
Channel.
him.
We love
Yeah.
that.
Anyway,
So I
so
brought
good.
like my camera, my little point and shoot power shot camera. I took a little photos,
Fun.
nothing too crazy for that. So I was like, okay, cool, great photos, maybe kind of great photos. And then
Yeah.
went back the next year. They came back again the following year, and then I went again with my power shot camera. I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then after, like maybe like 2 or 3 years later, my favorite band when I grew up was Nickelback and
No
I
way.
brought my camera again, but this time I basically took that camera and did from first on to the last on. I was just taking photos the whole entire concert. So basically,
Wow.
Nickelback was my starter to concert photography on how I got into it. So
No way.
basically,
And they're coming
they're
back,
coming
eh?
back, and I'm hoping to photograph it
Yeah.
and get that full circle moment of like, hey,
That
I
would be
got to
so cool.
photograph it. So we're trying.
Yeah.
We're hoping, but we'll see. See.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you? What was
That's
like your
awesome.
first concert that you got into, and you're like, yo, let's start a little bit of this music photography thing?
Okay, well, like my first ever show, I did the
Mhm.
same as you. Like I brought my little power shot to Katy Perry. But
Okay.
I was like I was in the boonies though and like the photos were whack, but like it was just so cool to like look back and be like, "Whoa. Whoa, I took some really cool photos of her." Cuz like everyone gets like their phone shots and it's like
Mhm.
it's not the same. And like if even if you have like a power shot or anything else, it's like, "Yeah, I took these. I did that." But like I was like young, so that was absolutely nothing. But it was when I was in college, I really want to photograph 21 Pilots. So I reached out to my teacher. I was like, "Hey, I want to do this. How do I do this?" And then he gave me Dwayne Larson's contact and he was like, "Honestly, yeah, yeah." And he was like, "Grab a coffee with him, talk to him and see how you can like get into concert photography." So I was like 18 at this point. So I reached out to him and I was like, "Hey man," and we just like sat down for an hour. It was really fun. But that I think it was that. Oh my God, sorry. My phone is just buzzing right now.
You're good.
Um,
I'm not hearing the
that
buzzing, which is shocking.
okay, it's like ding, ding, ding. Anyway, anyway, but it was that fall. He called me up. He was like, "Hey, do you want to like come shoot with me at the show?" I think they were called Mobina Galore.
Mobina
Mobina
Galore.
Galore. That's
Hmm.
and it was like three other artists performing. I don't remember their names, but they were all like small, really heavy metal rock. And I was like, okay, I'll come. And like I wore my leather jacket and I felt so cool. And I just it was really cool. It was at the Goodwill, so it was
Ooh,
like
Goodwill.
yeah, it was a good venue. It was fun. The lights were really cool, and I felt like I got some really cool shots. And then after that, I was like, I want to keep doing this, but then I didn't because I think that's when COVID hit. And then like, yeah, yeah,
Dang.
and then I guess it was last spring. I was like, you know what? I want to do that again. I want to do that again. I want to build my portfolio. That was so much fun. And then I photographed strange breed, and do you know who that is? They're like a girl brand. They're a girl brand. They're a girl band, and they're so cute. And it was just like so much fun. And then after
Mhm.
that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna find a way to do this, and I'm gonna do it.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was awesome.
Thus, here you are doing. Actually, you're more focused on portrait stuff. That's why I'm like, oh, geez, okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. See, I really want to like photograph like band band group shots. Like I like the live stuff, but like getting to like take them, be like, so what do you want?
So the promo
Like
stuff, basically.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and like capturing their personality and really getting to pose them. Like I feel like that'd be so much fun. You can use fun lighting and just like really do what they want and like create this I don't know. I feel like they're just that's the route I want to take it. But like
yeah.
live stuff is wild.
Why?
Wild.
You're just over like not. What am I trying to go with it? You're very much not baffled. What am I saying? Trying. You're more. I forget the word. It's
It's all
you're
good.
overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed on a live setting, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, because like I'm so used to posing them and like
Mhm.
controlling the lighting, and then
But
when they're
you
like on
can't
a
with a
live
live
set,
setting.
right?
Yeah.
But that's what's kind of fun about it, hey?
Yeah,
Because then
that's
it's like,
why I love it because you
yeah,
don't know what you're gonna expect.
exactly. And then like it's so cool how like each band has their own stage presence, and they can be so over the top, or they could be like just chilling in the back doing their thing, but like just getting to capture like the uniqueness of each each player or member or like lead whatever they do, because like they always have that staple thing, and it's just
True.
like whether it's like kneeling down and like kneeling into the crowd and getting that shot is just like that's if it happens, and that's like that's the fun in it, just like seeing if anything like that happens. And it's yeah, live shows are wild.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going back to that because like they're just unexpected.
So yeah, I'm a person like you that I generally love doing promos for bands. I don't get enough of it because it's just so much fun and getting to pose them, getting to put your creative side into it because
Yeah,
you get kind of control, but at the same time is you still have to talk to the band and be like, hey, what do you want, basically, right?
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, it's pretty cool, hey? What's your favorite show you ever photographed?
So, dang it, Michelle. I would like my favorite photo right now would be that light show right now.
Oh,
That
yeah.
first one, like that first
Oh,
post that I
that's
did,
so
because I've
cool.
said like literally, it felt like a painting. That first shot that I
Yeah,
posted on
yeah.
social media just felt like a painting. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And then
Oh,
someone
that's
messaged me from that
awesome.
show that wanted the photos and they're gonna hang them up on the wall. So it's like, oh, it's great.
No way.
So
Oh, see, exactly, right there, it is a
mhm,
painting.
it's
It's
a
on the
painting.
wall and up, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Well, I would say my second one would be the Streamer Awards, but that's not technically a music show. That's a war show. But that was like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's some flies, getting it on behind me. I'm sorry.
Oh, oh?
I like I've been watching this all day. Anyway,
You're watching flies get on all day. Listen,
they all
I don't know what you're into here, Michelle, but
I've been sitting here, I swear, for at least an hour, and like
Mhm.
they just come and go. Anyway. Anyway, but no. No, that's awesome. That is so cool. Are there any other like shows or like events that you want to capture in the future?
I have like you probably have a bucket list of people that you want to shoot as well, Michelle. I'm
Oh
thinking,
yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, then what is yours, and then I'll tell you mine.
Okay, hands down, 21 Pilots.
Hmm.
They are my favorite band, and they have such like an insane stage
Oh
presence.
yeah.
Like they can put on a show, they have like
Hmm.
props, smoke, they have this crazy lighting, outfits, it's all there. And it's just like I don't know. My favorite photographer is Ashley Osborne, and she captures it all so well. So cool. She's phenomenal. But if it wasn't them, it would definitely be Taylor Swift. Because like ever since I was like growing up, she's just been like it. She's been my role model. She's been just Taylor Swift.
Oh
And I
no.
feel like same with her, like everyone who has like a really creative and like stylish wardrobe or like lighting or anything. I feel like they would be so much fun to like capture. But
Oh
like
yeah.
those two for sure. But I don't know. I'm kind of open. I'm open to anything. Anyway, I'm intrigued to
No,
hear
that's
yours.
good. Yeah, I have a longer list than you probably, but yeah, like for stage presence and everything, I would say main person would be Billie Eilish for that because she has an
Oh
amazing
yeah,
stage, amazing production, and also she just goes all over the place, and I love that, and also
crazy
amazing voice, and I
talented.
would love to. So that's
Yeah,
up there for
yeah.
me. And then like another band for me, like next to Nickelback, would be Breaking Benjamin. They're like an old rock band and everything
Oh yeah,
that was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
late 2000s, and I'm like, yo, I need to meet these guys and need to photograph these guys one day. So that's up there for me for probably the two artists as well. So yeah, there's
That's
a
awesome.
bunch of other like
I
little
know
bands
there's
and everything,
tons.
but there's tons. So
There's so many, and even just like all of the ones that I've gotten to photograph, like I didn't know that their stage presence was so so intense. Like recently I did July Talk and they're fun. Like they're very like it's like alternative Canadian rock band, but they're fun and it was just so cool. Like the two leads, it's like a guy and a girl and the way they like kind of like work with each other is so interesting and you don't see that until like the show. And like that's like the benefit of us. We get it, you know? It's so
we
cool.
just
It's so
mentally
cool.
get it. We get it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
yeah, like something like that. Like when I took photos of like there was like I think last year or 2 years ago, it was Monster Truck. They played at the Pyramid, and they're a band
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
typically arenas and everything, but you go
Mhm.
down a level and do something like an intimate show of something like an artist that has played stages like the Canada Life Center. It's like, geez, this is pretty cool opportunity, and also cool presence that you get to have with
Yeah.
a band, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you photographed at the Canada Life Center?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So, do you have any tips for someone that's going to do it for the first time?
Get a publication.
Okay.
That's what you have to do. So I
Yeah.
always suggest someone that is trying to get into shows, but first, still build your portfolio, of course. Do those shows of
Mhm.
those little bands so you get the idea of how to works with lighting those little shows first, and then you build towards that, and then you message a publication, get into that, and that's how you get in with those bigger shows and everything. So like Canada Life, and then I guess yeah, with I guess the Bird, which you've done the Bird, so that works too. So yeah, like
Mhm.
literally just message a publication, see if they're looking for photographers. Ads, it's basically still it's freelance work. It's all free work that publications do with photographers, and that just gets you in and builds your portfolio up for yourself to venture out more, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So, like, when you're capturing there, do you have any tips for, like, because like, I feel like the stages are they're so high, or they're, like, really intimidating. For some
Right,
reason,
you're
I'm like,
short, right?
compare I'm very tiny,
So
and
yeah.
I'm like I was talking to a photographer, and he was like, "Sometimes you only get access to photograph from the sound booth."
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that true? So, like,
Well, it depends
what
on the
do you
show. You get
recommend?
an email beforehand, of course, and they'll say, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
FOH will be front of house, which is the soundboard, basically." So then you need a big
Oh.
long lens or something. Like
Oh,
I had
no.
that a couple
Okay.
times. Like one show, my last show, I think that was front of house was Shawn Mendes. I think it was Shawn Mendes and Dermot
Oh, cool.
Kennedy.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that
yeah.
was a little roundabout. Never mind, that wasn't, or maybe it was. I forget. But one
He
of
was on
them
2 stages.
they had two. Was it two
Oh, no.
stages? I
Anyway.
forget. But one of them was I had to shoot from the soundboard or whatever, and then I couldn't move. Oh no, it was
Oh,
Lumineers. It was Lumineers that was front of house. My bad.
okay.
My bad. So we had actually step stools that we had to go up for because the whole entire crowd was sitting and everything. So we had to go up step stools and be like, okay, let's shoot from afar and everything. So
No way.
so that
Okay.
happened.
They
So
were sitting? The crowd was
yeah, the
sitting.
crowd. So the floor was sitting, and we couldn't. They just didn't have approval for like the front of stage or whatever.
That's
So it was just
that's
yeah, we had to go
weird.
on step ladders to actually like go up and take photos of them from afar and everything. So you need a
Wow.
big long lens. Like my Canon has that kit lens, which is like 75 to 300, and it does
Yeah.
its job. It's not great, but I need something better, of course. So for me,
Yeah.
typically for
Yeah.
something like that now, I'm probably gonna rent a lens for a show like that
I
now.
was literally just thinking the same
Yeah.
thing just now. I was like, you could probably rent some for sure. Because
Yeah.
like, even if it's, like, just for a day, like, you get some phenomenal shots just from like renting. It's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I put a request in for Kevin Hart for Thursday. I didn't get approval for that, but I was gonna rent
Oh,
I
Kevin.
was gonna rent a 75 to 200 lens for my Sony, and it would have been perfect for it. But
Yeah,
either
yeah,
way, it is what it is.
yeah.
But yeah,
Definitely.
so
Wild.
yeah, I totally
So
suggest that.
so yeah, yeah. Definitely. So the front of house means soundboard.
Yeah, it's just basically the soundboard. Or front of house is basically, yeah, soundboard, lighting, equipment area, and everything. So
And then what's the other term for like being at the front? Like
photo
right
pit,
right.
photo pit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
yeah.
Cool. Wow. Okay. So like when you photograph shows there, can you stay? Like can you stay there?
No, so it's typically first three
Stay.
songs, Michelle, for
And
most
then
of
they
those.
yeah, yeah, but then they like do they drag you out of the whole venue or can you like stay and watch
It depends
after?
on the venue you go to, of course, and
'Cause
also
like
the
the bird's really
restrictions.
chill.
Like the bird,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's gone more relaxed throughout the years, but
Mhm.
earlier years when I was photographing, it wasn't. I would say
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
more of like, hey, you got to get out and everything. Like my first show that I ever got approval of a photo pass was for NF, and that was I got blocked out from
No.
NF. NF I got blocked out for media,
No
but they
way.
only made me shoot for the opener. And so they basically,
Oh.
so I talked to Kid the Band, who was the opener for NF, and Bert, which was kind of cool opportunity for that. So
Yeah.
he approved of me, and then security had to escort me out and just basically, oh, put your camera in your car and everything after that, and then you can come back in, which was fine.
Oh,
So,
cool. Okay, so you can come back.
well, if you have a
Wow.
ticket, I had a ticket already, so that's the thing too.
Oh,
So
okay.
you need a
Okay, yeah.
ticket for this
Okay.
show now.
Yeah.
So
Cause like I know like at the Burt I take photos of the band and then I'm like, I'm not gonna take any photos after the first three songs, but
mhm.
I'm just gonna chill and watch the
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
But
that's
like
totally fine.
I guess it's very different at the Canada Life because they're like
Yeah, Canada Life, you
it's
can't do that. No,
yeah.
no, Canada Life, they
Wow.
actually escort you and everything, so it's first three songs and then that's it. Like that's totally it. You have
Wow.
a whole entire room and everything. Like yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
That is so cool. So
Mhm.
for concert photography, what's your go-to lens?
Lately, I just like this. I might upgrade this and sell this, but I love my 85 millimeter prime.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just
Cool.
getting a filter. I think it's gonna come in today. I don't know when it's supposed to come in, and it's supposed to be a
Fun.
halo filter effect. Have you seen those
Ooh,
halo filters? I
cool.
don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
I'm
really
terrible at
cool.
Photoshop, so literally I have to get filters for all my stuff.
Something about it, like
Hmm.
it's better to do like the stuff not in camera, but like while you're
Yeah,
shooting instead of in Photoshop. Because if you get it naturally, like, damn,
that's why
that's
I
the way
like
to
it natural
go.
because it's not like, oh, it's artificial or s-
Yeah, yeah,
Photoshop or what wise. That's why I like to do it naturally because it makes my work also different and also puts a creative side into it as well too, right?
exactly. And
Yeah.
then people are like, "Oh, how'd you do this? Did you use Photoshop?" And I'm like, "No
Yeah.
way, man.
No way,
Trust
man.
me,
We used the lighting situation. We used our
100%."
little finger. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
So do you shoot with Sony and Canon or
Yeah,
just
I'm using double
cool?
setup right now. I'm using the Canon right now on the webcam for right now, and then I have a Sony as well. So,
Cool,
what's
cool.
your
So which one do you use? Oh yeah,
what's your
sorry.
setup though?
This one
Well,
right here.
not that's your phone right now,
That's my
Michelle.
phone. Yeah.
No, your camera setup.
Okay, so I have a Canon 6D Mark II. That's my it's like my baby, it's my child. And honestly, I've just been really using my Nifty 50 for concerts and
Nifty
like
50.
it's so good. I don't know why. I just like I can try to use the Zoom ones, but like this is all I got right now. And I'm like
That's fair.
it's doing the job.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's doing the job. But, like, I've always been, like, thinking about either getting the 35 or the 85, and I'm really, like, stuck on which one. Cause like,
You have
one
a
day it's gonna be
you
both
have
of
a
them.
Nifty 50. You don't need a 35 right now then.
That's true, but for I guess for, like for weddings, for, like, other, like, outdoor stuff, but I guess the 50 is good. Like, the
Well,
50 does
if
it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm doing my first wedding this year too, so it's gonna be like, oh wow,
Oh,
crazy. So
fun.
it'll be fun,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm also nervous too because all I have right now is just like yes, my Canon and my Sony, but like it's not great lens, but it works. I might upgrade. That's
Mhm.
why I'm thinking about getting there's a new lens that just came out, and it's the Samyang,
Ooh.
like, what is it, 55? It's a 50 to 135, I think, or 200, I forget. It's like
Ooh.
that zoom range lens, but it goes to like f2 and 2.5, so it'll be
Oh,
perfect.
that's nice.
So
That's
it
nice.
costs like a fortune though, but either way, it's like it's perfect. But I'm
And
like,
that's Sony, hey?
yeah, that's a Sony lens. So
See, that's the thing. Like,
mhm.
I'm like so like everyone says you should go to Sony. You should switch over to Sony. And like the only benefit is the cool lenses that they have.
Oh
Like
yeah,
they're always coming up with new stuff. And
but it's
Canon, like they've
expensive lenses though. That's the only thing too. So that's
yeah.
a drawback
Do
for
you
me when I went to switch with Sony. It's like, oh, it's great for concert photography, but it's expensive.
so expensive. So which one do you like better? Sony or Canon?
My like, which do you like better? Like what?
Like which one do you like better? Do you like Sony or do you like Canon?
Oh, I love my Sony more. Like after
Yeah.
switching and getting my Sony last year and everything, it was amazing. Like I love it. I might sell my Canon soon just to be
No
like, okay,
way.
yeah, like I'm legit thinking about. So like, yeah, ride or
Wow.
die. Yes, Canon was my first camera. I think Canon's great for photographers trying to get into concert photography or get into photography in general, and then switch to
Mhm.
something more advanced or something like that. I've known also photographers who have switched from Canon to Nikon even. I have a couple friends that do that too. So
Interesting.
yeah, Nikon
Okay.
is okay. Like I think
Yeah.
more or less their bodies are more expensive, and it's kind of the same route as like you could buy lenses that are kind of like kind of coolish as Sony ones that I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good look into
That's
Canon,
interesting.
Nikon as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm yeah, I'm stuck. But like that's the thing. Like I wanna build like I wanna get like an 85 or like more lenses with the Canon and I'm like, or do I go to Sony? I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's a big investment, but it's just
yeah.
like I don't know. It's tricky.
It's a
But
big investment and it is a big step up once you switch and everything or get that or go with a second
yeah.
body and everything. That's why I'm right now still a second body and I'm like, maybe I don't need a second body now, but I don't know. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
see. But no, my favorite lens would be if I had to pick, like you mentioned earlier, it would be like probably an 85.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like my
Wow.
85. It's a
'Cause
good,
it's like
yeah.
it's so like compact and it's like
Mhm.
oh yeah, the 85 is nice. It's so nice.
That's why you should get it.
That's
You should
wild.
get an 85.
I know. I'm just like I think I should do it, especially for concerts. Like that's probably the way to go.
Nifty 85. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know what it'd be called, but it would be like 80,
Uh,
50. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
I don't know what the term would be, but
So how did you get into photography? Like, did you
mhm.
go to school for it, or did you just kind of like teach yourself?
I didn't go to school for it, which is surprising to think everyone's like, "Oh, did you go to school?" Well, a lot of people suggested I went to schooling for that. Like
Mhm.
like there's a couple friends of mine that did go to school and everything, but like I didn't really go into school. I just learned off of just learning for myself because I'm like, sure you could get schooling for this. I know you did go for schooling for it, but
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't want to spend the money for schooling for photography, Michelle, to
yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah,
So
yeah, definitely.
no, I did.
I was like
Yeah.
in the same boat because like you teach yourself
Oh
like,
yeah.
and you pick up your camera, you just kind of like figure it out, like and then that was like school definitely gives you the push in like specific directions, but like I guess like just like word of mouth and just meeting people, but like you could definitely like there's so many photographers that have you don't need to go to school
Oh
for like a
yeah.
lot of it. You could just do it and just go. But yeah,
No.
interesting. That's
Like,
really cool.
what do you suggest for people trying to get into photography now? Do you think they should go into schooling or should they just, you know, learn from
I
YouTube
would
and that? Like, what do you think?
I would definitely say like learn your camera by yourself because like a lot of people when we were in school, everyone was just like asking the teachers like, "What should my settings be?" And it's just like why are you asking? Just figure
What?
it out, you know? Like, I know. And like, I think it was like, I figured it out before, and then I went to school and I kind of like knew the reins of my camera, and I was like, okay, what else can I learn? Can I learn something like better? But like, if you learn the basics, do it on your own, because then
Exactly.
you can fail, you can mess up, you can, I don't know, because like, you don't really need to go to school for that if you can do it on your own. But
Yeah.
like I guess for the more detailed stuff, like the marketing part of it and maybe like Photoshop. Oh my God, if I didn't go to school, I would have not like pushed myself to like go into Photoshop. I was scared of Photoshop.
Really?
And I was using, oh my God, before I went to school, I was using Visco. I was using Visco to edit my photos.
All right, we're
It
ending
was
this
bad.
podcast right now. Like, what? What?
I know, I know,
Oh
I
no.
know it's
Oh
brutal.
no.
It was brutal. But then I don't know. I just it's like programs like that are so complex right when you get into it because you don't know how to work it, you don't know the shortcuts, and you don't know how to like maneuver around. But then like I guess once you get like a tutorial, you're set,
Yeah.
and you can learn that through YouTube. I guess it's like the same thing, but I really like the more like hands-on. Like our teachers would like give us tests on like photoshopping certain things out, but it was like kind of it was really fun. It was really cool because like it's more hands-on, and then they like critique you, and I feel like that was the benefit because like you get people critiquing you, and if you learn from yourself, it's hard to get someone to critique you.
Oh
Like
yeah.
unless you know someone that's like a really high photographer and you're like, "Hey man, critique me." But if it's like anyone in the world that's just like looks at photos, they won't critique you on the right things. But like that's probably the good benefit, but yeah, I don't know. It helped me in
Some
Photoshop. I'll
aspects
say
and some
that.
other key like
Yeah,
even
yeah.
then for me, like I did Creecom, did radio as well. And for
Oh, you did
me,
Creecom. No
yeah,
way. Cool.
Creecom.
Okay.
And what I needed to learn was I think it when I did Creecom, we did a little bit of video work and I needed help on I guess app was it? No, it was
Yeah,
Premiere Pro
yeah.
and it was the video program and I tried looking up YouTube videos and tutorials for that and
It's
I did not
hard.
know anything. And then my teacher and my school for Creecom actually showed me a whole entire like what to do in Premiere Pro and I know the basics if someone actually wanted me to actually edit something for them in Premiere. Now I know, but like I needed
Yeah.
schooling for that though. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I
Definitely.
think feel like yeah, Photoshop or those kind of aspects of those stuff, you do need school, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But even like the marketing part of it too. Like you can like do it on your own, but just like learning like the
Yeah.
inside part of it, it helps. So coming from a Crecon student, do
Well,
you find that it like was beneficial to you as a photographer? Like did you come out of the course like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I get jobs out of this," or like how do you feel about it?
it was weird. Creecom kind of like projected that we're gonna get jobs right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
great, awesome, amazing. And then they're like, nope, nope, no jobs. There's no jobs here. Well, in Winnipeg at
Damn.
least, but it's just like, yay, great. But
Yeah.
no, it was like, oh perfect. We'll get a job here. We'll get a job there. No, no, no. Like they didn't actually like help us out there, I would say. So
Mhm.
it was like it's still even hard now, Michelle. Like there's even hard to get
Yeah.
Creecom jobs here in the city and out of the city too. Like no one is hiring, and that's a vast thing in the media world in general. So
Mhm.
I don't
It's
know what your
tricky.
aspect
Yeah,
is.
yeah. But, like, when you took the course, like,
Mhm.
what did it help you with? Like, was it, like, specific skills? Was it
Oh,
communication? What did you take from the course, and what do you recommend? Would you recommend someone like myself to take the
mhm.
course as a
Oh,
photographer?
right. Oh yeah, yeah. I thought you did Creecom from my
I
understanding. No, you didn't take Creecom. Okay, my
Red
bad.
River Photography. It's, like, the same
Yeah.
it's to me, I'm like, it's still hands-on, it's still Red River.
hmm
I didn't do the curry-com. So I wanna hear your
Yeah.
opinion. I wanna hear your opinion.
See, I didn't take Red River. I took a place called Hers in college, and it was 1 year program, and it was basically the same
Oh,
kind of
cool.
program, but it was more condensed, and also it's more centrated towards the radio side of Creecom and everything.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
if you take the Red River course, it'll be more journalism side. There's still like, yeah, there is still radio. You could go
Writing. Yeah.
focus in, yeah, writing, storyboarding and that kind of stuff, or you could go like Creecom and Red River shows you if you want to do video or if you want to do radio. And that's
Yeah.
one thing I've known that I'm like, oh, TV would be cool, but we didn't focus that on at my Herzing college. But for me, if we're going in talking about photos aspect of things, it got me more confident, I feel like,
Mhm.
for Crecom for myself for photos, and it made me actually get out more. I feel like it just
Mhm.
built up my confidence more, actually
Cool.
got me out more to talk to other people about photos or just business side of things, of course, too. So it did help me in that aspect wise
Yeah.
on like building connections, everything on what to do and that kind of aspect of things. But I would say that would be the best key aspect that I got from Crecom, basically, for photography wise,
Cool.
because we didn't really do photography in Crecom. That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Wow. I didn't know hers in college had a creative communications. That
Well, it
is
was a 1 year
cool. So
program. It was just it's called like radio television program, but it's just basically curriculum. It's just condensed down. But yeah, and it costs I think
wow.
more or less. I forget ish. It was
Yeah,
like
because it's all condensed in
yeah,
one, hey?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wild.
Hmm.
No way.
So
So
if
yeah, you
yeah,
work at a radio station. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
no, if you wanted to check that out, program and everything, check that out.
Yeah, yeah, I'm just looking at I have to I gotta look into that one.
Mhm.
But um which radio station do you work with? Because we both work at radio stations and we both have the same job at radio stations, which is
Well,
fascinating.
it's kind of the same job. I do a little bit more at the radio station. I do a little bit more like kind of like background stuff too. You do more
Mhm.
street work though, right? Though you do more social
Street
media
work,
stuff.
but we're getting like we're doing more of like the like operating like the board and all that stuff. So like getting more into that, but
Okay,
like
you are doing basically what I'm doing now. Okay, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like it's interesting. Which one are you with again?
I'm with Virgin and Bounce.
Which one's Bounce?
99.9. You know Bob?
That's what they're called?
You know Bob, they just
Yeah.
basically did that and they just changed it. That's all it
Oh,
is. It's the same
just
program
the
and
name.
everything. They
Yeah, it's
just
probably
changed
the
the name.
same.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So, I do that
Well,
and
that's
also
fun.
well funny for our ice games when we play ice games, which is that. But yeah, it's the same as TSM,
Nice.
which it was. But
That's cool.
rest in peace
So,
TSM.
do you that's pretty cool. Do you see yourself like growing in the radio industry or do you want to grow more in photography or both?
Both, of course. That'll be amazing to do
Yeah,
both. But
yeah.
in like when I first started radio, I was like, yeah, let's do venture more into radio for sure. Venture more into radio when I got out of school. And I'm like, perfect. And then somehow I venture more into photography, which is funny enough, which was kind
Mhm.
of funny about that. But now it's like, okay, maybe photography, but like now I'm like, I just want something for radio. And it sucks because literally both my like radio aspects here in Winnipeg and also outside the city, they just aren't hiring or any doing anything because everyone's
Yeah.
mainly stuck in this like, oh, we just want these people. We don't want to get new people into the buildings or anything.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about it with Greek, well, radio in general here in Canada, I think. I don't know.
They have their people that they already have and they don't
Hmm.
want to get new people.
Yeah.
And it's like but when they need new people, it's going to be like a it's gonna be a war. Everyone's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
pounce, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be
And it's like, oh
crazy.
yeah,
But
let's have some people that have experience. How can we have experience if you guys are not letting us have experience?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
great.
guess like there's like volunteering within the company, but like do they can you do that? Is that
That's
even an
not
option?
legal.
Volunteering?
Well,
I guess
volunteering is legal, yes, but I thought you meant
yeah,
like
yeah,
unpaid
yeah.
work here, Michelle. I'm like, what?
No, no. But like getting more experience by just like trying I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what
Throwing
do you
ideas out
want
there.
out of, I guess, radio? Do you want to
Radio?
venture more in radio, or do you want to venture more in photos? Like, what? How about
I
throw the Uno reverse card to you? I guess now.
yeah, yeah, hey. I kinda I like I like radio, but
Mhm.
I really wanna sneak my way into, like, photography into radio, if that's even possible, but, like, I know, like, there's with the TV part of it, there's, like the news, like there's videography, the news, like there's like filming it for TV, which is an option. I would try that route, but I definitely want to like maybe get more headshots or like more find more photography into radio and make that a thing.
Mhm.
But like
Yeah.
personally, I do want to be my own boss and I want to have my own business and I just like yeah, I that's me. I want to do my creative work. Like I want to work for fashion magazines and like do like really high class like makeup and like just really get some really cool stuff. But like it's really tricky in Winnipeg. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
that's not even a thing.
It's a hard market. It's like they don't want to grow the market here in Winnipeg, and that's what I've
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah.
And we both noticed that. It's just like, oh, dang, you got to get out of the city. What's that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there a way to grow the market and make it happen? Because who is not letting that happen? And how can we make it happen?
The
That's
big
the question.
corporations, Michelle.
The
That's
big
what it
corporations.
is.
Then maybe we're just gonna have to build our own big corporation and make it happen.
All right, we're gonna build our own
Yeah.
together, and then we take out that big
Yeah.
corporation. Let's go.
Let's go. No, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Heck
Imagine
yeah.
that.
Imagine
But
that.
yeah, it's tricky because like where do you move? And like you can't move to the States because it's nearly impossible. And like I feel like that's where like a lot of photographers thrive because
Oh
like there's
yeah.
so many people, so many opportunities. And like it's the same for Winnipeg, like Canada, but like dialed down just a little bit. Like it's
Yeah.
hard.
It's hard.
It's like
Like
the big cities.
it's a big city, but also I've realized too, like here in Winnipeg, we don't have much of a market with a lot of this stuff. I was just talking to a friend, like we're not getting much concerts here in the city too. In general,
Hmm.
Canada isn't because all these like the American bands and everything, the visas and everything are getting more
Yeah.
priced up now. So tours are not coming out. So there's no job opportunities for photographers. And also, yes, America has more photographers and there's a lot more states room and more people to venture out with that. And it's a very hard market or a
Yeah.
very yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like radio because it's like yeah, you could get this or you could not.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
there's so much competition.
Hmm.
And like I'm seeing it like even in Winnipeg, like the amount of photographers, it's crazy.
Well, it
Like,
depends on where you are. Like for me, I
yeah.
feel like concert photography was very much very competitive. I feel like just maybe a year or two ago, and then before COVID too, and
Hmm.
then it took a standstill, and now it's like a little bit competitive, but not too much now. Well,
It's it's kind of
for me,
comfy. It's
I don't know.
yeah, yeah. It feels like it's in a comfy spot right now.
I like that
Like
analogy.
yeah, yeah. But like how do you feel being the new what is this called? What are we called? We are the new generation of concert photographers
Yeah.
in Winnipeg.
Hmm.
How do you feel about that?
That's
Feel
a
confident?
big term there, Michelle.
Yeah. I
Dang.
mean, I would say it's
Hmm.
you're right. Like the concert photography group is kind of it's not small right now, but
Yeah.
it's feel like we all know each other
Yeah.
and we're doing our thing. And
Mhm.
it's it's very interesting. I'm
It's
very
very interesting. I'm
it's
trying to
it's
understand what you're going through in your brain right now, like
where
what
where I'm
processing too.
going is like there's so many photographers in the city to the point where like we all have our own different personalities. We have our own styles. It's like instead of everyone trying to do the same thing, tap into your like everyone's just have they all have to like tap into their deep personalities and bring that out with photography. And I feel like that's what you do, that's what I do, that's what so many of these like photographers are doing, but there's a lot of people that are not doing that. And that's why there's so many photographers that are all doing the same thing. When everyone just has to like find their unique style, find their own thing and do that. Cause like everyone has their own eye, if you think. Like everyone sees the world differently. And
Hmm.
it's like, how can you bring that into photography and like make it your own, you
Yeah,
know?
I get that.
Yeah.
It
So,
depends on what you're going. Like I know it was interesting. There was one photographer I've seen. I don't know who this was, but there was one that had similar style when I first started. It was like that gritty. No, it's a yeah. There, this person has like this gritty kind of color to it, and this like darker tone, and just overall kind of style that I started with. I'm like, oh, they're gonna go in a good direction. They're slowly going that path. I could see, and
yeah.
it's interesting to see how it's growing and how vast it is now. And it's just, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's hard to speak on what we're getting at with photographers. And yeah, we're a new generation of photographers. And I know like Dwayne is very much happy that there's new people getting into the scene and thriving and getting into it more with concerts and everything too. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, it's definitely something else. But if like do you like being in Winnipeg, or like
Mhm.
if you had the choice, would you be a photographer in Toronto, in like Vancouver? Like I don't know. I don't know. Like do you like the scene?
It's weird because literally I like okay. There's it's good and bad for me, I feel like Michelle, because literally I like that it's so small, but at the same time is it will get bigger, but at the same time is we don't have much of a market here. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
great that okay, cool, there's not like it's great that there's new photographers coming up and everything and getting to shoot these shows, but also I was just talking to someone about this about local photographers or local shows, and it's like, oh, great that we take so many bands of the local shows and everything, and that's great. But it's like, I don't want to take the same band over 20 times, and I like that.
Yeah,
I'm totally for that, but it's just like, oh, this is getting repetitive, you know. But either way, I'm
yeah.
fine with yes, I like that. I like Winnipeg. It's a good music scene. I love that. I wish I could go to another city. Like, I don't have a specific city I would like to live in right now because it's
Mhm.
like, okay, cool. There's Toronto. Toronto is a hard market as well. And I know a couple
Yeah.
photographers there too. And there's Vancouver too. Vancouver is like a little bit of a market too there. And it's just like, well, each city has their own market and each city has their own photographers, their different kind of scenes. And it's just, it depends on what scene you're in and how you market yourself to on how you branch out as well. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
if I'm
Yeah.
kind of explaining that in good terms, I don't know.
No, yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely feel you. Like I feel like I've gotten to this point where when I was young, I was like, I need to move to LA to like get all these crazy opportunities. But like now that like now that I'm like finally understanding the Winnipeg scene, meeting more people, it's like it's kind of nice to be in this like in this little city and like getting to know the contacts and like, like building your own brand in this like little area. It's really fascinating and like I'm in this situation where I'm like, I want to stay, but like
But you
I
don't.
want to, yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
how much is also out there, but then at the same time, it's like
Mhm.
it's kind of nice here. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it's
roomy.
cute.
It's it's
It's
cute.
roomy.
It's cute
It's
roomy. It's cute and roomy. No,
cute.
I'm with you. Like I wanted to move to LA like maybe like 4 years ago and everything. I was talking to also a friend last night about hey they don't want to move to LA either, and I'm like at this point now I'm not in the standpoint of like I don't want to move to LA. Also the cost of living is terrible too, but
Oh my
if
God, yeah.
you it's terrible. It's so terrible and everywhere is the cost of living is terrible, but I feel like yeah, just build your connections here in the city first. That's what I think tell anyone now is just build up your connections, build up your portfolio before you venture off to different markets, and that's what I basically kind of did for my first like couple years as well. And I did
Hmm.
that for what is it 4 years 3 years and everything. Like last year I basically traveled like crazy, and it helped me branch out a lot more, and that's I feel like what you should be doing as well. Like first build up your portfolio, build up your connections, see what works and how you build up those connections, how you market yourself, how you build yourself up as a brand and everything. And then after that, for those couple years, and then after, go use your resources and actually travel out of the city, go and venture out and build those other connections of those other markets. And that's when you put your little seeds in those cities and everything. So that's kind of like how I'm doing
Yeah.
it now, kind of like with Los Angeles. I'm basically went to LA 3 times last year and everything for like
That's
content creator
wild.
events and everything. And now it's like I'm going back to LA in like a month for like a show now. So it's like, okay, cool. This is kind of getting this seed planted and getting people to notice myself and everything. So yeah,
Yeah, that is so cool. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's
So kind of
awesome.
take
Well, yeah,
that, I guess, if you will.
yeah, 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 definitely. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
That's very, that's awesome.
insightful. I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, very
I
insightful.
don't know. I try to help. I don't know. Most people don't. Well, there's some people that ask. Some people don't. I'm open to answering always.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that's that's awesome. So, moral of the story, do you have moral of the story? What do you have coming up that you're excited for? And yeah, let's hear it.
I
What's
would
like
say
your
for
plans for the next
myself,
month?
it would just be it would just be that thing in LA. I'm not gonna say details of that because I'm still trying
Yeah.
to get that locked in and everything with that artist and everything. And then I would hope to do, I guess, Bullet for My Valentine. That's in like a month or so. That would be
Bullet
cool.
for My Valentine.
That's
What
with
genre
Megadeth.
is that?
That's with Megadeth, that show.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
hoping to get on that one too.
we'll see.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
one of my things. What about you? What are you looking forward to?
This this month. Honestly, I really want to get on Shania Twain. Shania Twain, that would be so cool. But like I'm just like looking forward to like the different types of shows hopefully to come this year and like
Hmm.
what's what's going to come out of all of this and cuz it's like it's so interesting with like taking these opportunities. You never know where they're going to go and you never know like kind of what kind of references people are going to give about you and what they're going to say about you and
Yeah.
how you can grow from this to that. Like it's crazy. Like this world is full of opportunities and
Hmm.
it's like I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes because like last year I didn't think I was going to be where I am today. Like, you know, it's just photography is definitely it it's like a it's a changing career. Like I'm always
Hmm.
I feel like I'm like always doing something new or always like taking on a new project. So I'm just excited to see
Oh,
where
you're always
it's
busy
gonna
that I
take me.
see on my
It's
story feed, Michelle, than
it's
me.
crazy.
Like,
No, it's fun. I'm just excited to see where it ends up and where yeah, where it'll take both of us, I guess. It's
mhm,
gonna take us in our own little routes, which is really
yeah,
cool.
yeah, no, it's gonna
But
be good. I feel like you're in a good direction. You're stepping in towards that good path, and you're just venturing in some new little air. Yeah, you're stepping in a good ladder here, Michelle. I feel like. Well,
yeah,
one thing I
definitely.
wanted to ask you as well, as you're a woman, how do you feel like more women? How do you feel like being a woman photographer in this scene? Like, are you happy that like more women are getting into it? Like, what I want your thought process on all that too, as well.
I oh, that's an interesting question. I it's very fascinating to see like how like I don't even know how to take this. It's like we all have our own different like styles and it's
Hmm.
just so it's so interesting to see like the different like I'm just like I'm happy that it's happening. Like I'm happy I don't know. In my brain, I'm like this sounds kind of like it's like a thing, like the whole feminism thing. It's like a thing right now. But
Yeah.
in my head, like with photography, it's like for some reason it doesn't matter to me. Like
Hmm.
I see no like superiority if like
That's good.
a man is better than me or like
Hmm.
it all depends on your style and like
Totally.
if you have confidence in it and like there's a lot of really talented like photographers that are women in the city and like even concert
Yeah.
photographers like shout out to Joey, she is freaking
Yeah.
she's so good, so cool and like her little effects are so they're just very unique and I just like love even like working alongside her and like seeing the way she does things differently and even just like it's fascinating to see the way guys do it differently too because like
Yeah.
everyone has their own
Well,
thing, and it's
style
just
and
like,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, and there's also Brittany
Yeah,
Holdfast
Brittany. Yeah.
Photography.
I was gonna
So
mention
good.
Brittany
Like,
because you didn't mention Brittany.
yeah,
And I'm like, yeah.
yeah. She's also very good. And there's probably so many that I don't even know,
There's
but
a
like
couple new. Well, there's one or two that I'm
I'm not
slowly
too
getting to
sure.
know that are still like they're off and on. Like there's two I think that I know, but either way, there's like I said, we don't know. Like there's
Yeah,
Winnipeg's
yeah.
also kind of big city in a sense to think about for that, right?
There's like yeah, there could be people that want to get into it and they just don't know how.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that's a good question. I don't know, that's very interesting. What about you? Like, do you what's I don't even know how to like throw that back to you, but like
I don't know how to answer. Like, what are you trying? What?
I don't know. It's like a tricky question to answer because
Hmm.
like the whole I don't know. I just think like it shouldn't there is no difference. And
No,
like if
no,
you
like
are
now I
but
understand what you're trying to imply. Yeah. Like no, there
but
is no difference. Like I've now like it's now I feel like after COVID is now shifted towards now more people are towards hey, these like everyone's more open to everything now, which is I'm so happy about that now because I feel like
yeah, I've noticed that too.
not post but before COVID it was more male dominant and
Mhm.
no don't get me wrong about that like sure but no like there's still
Mhm.
like non-binary there's still female woman photographers that are so much I feel like more prominent towards this concert photography and this music aspect in photography that are not getting shown or seen more because it's
Yeah.
everyone's thinking it's male dominant but I feel like it's hand in hand it's great that more people are getting into this and I hope more people hire more people in this scene for this area.
Yeah.
I don't know like
Yeah.
that's what
Cuz
I'm
like I
getting
feel
at.
like there's so many ways to like capture a show because like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need like a good amount of photographers,
Oh
like
yeah.
2 to 3, 4, like you get the different angles that other people can't, and that's what makes it like that's why I'm kinda glad, like, we like, there's, like, the senior photographers that are in the game, and there's also, like, us. We're
Yeah.
coming in, and we're just adding, like, how we see it and how they see it, and it's just, like just having those extra angles are, like it's fun,
Well,
it's
it's
cool,
also
and,
it's
like
great too, but also now I'm now getting the talk of these artists and bands that are like, "Oh, we're too broke to hire you." So there's also
yeah,
that
yeah.
too of like, "Oh yeah, there's great that
Oh,
there's these five like generations of photographers and everything in these
but they can't hire us
places, but you
all.
can't hire us all because all these bands are broke and it's just the music
Yeah,
industry in general that just they don't want to hire people."
yeah, yeah. Sucks. It sucks. I completely agree with you, though. It's, like it's so unfortunate, but hopefully it'll turn around. I
Hopefully
don't
for
know.
both of us, Michelle. Just
Yeah.
saying. Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, it all comes down to, like, just even getting that opportunity, just, like, capture the show, you know? Like,
Mm,
it's just, like, so cool. Like, some people I don't know, like, getting to, like, bring our creative there's, like, flies buzzing around me, sorry. Like, just getting to, like, bring our creative skill to this
yeah.
is just phenomenal. I'm just so glad to just, like, be able to do that.
Be a part of it,
It's
basically.
yeah, just to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Cause like, I feel like I have this, like, huge connection with music. Like, I
Hmm.
listen to music all the time and, like, just something about it, it's just so much fun, and just to be able to bring my passion into that,
Mm.
I'm just glad to be here. Like, just
That
glad to
works
be
out.
here.
That works out. That's good. Wait, so how long have you been like in photography though, Michelle? Like how like
Oh. Ah. Ah.
ah.
Ah. Well, I would say professionally since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, like, 3 years, but, like,
3 years.
went to school in 2018. I was like, "Oh, damn, I didn't know you can make money off this." So I went to school to be like, "Wow, okay, let's see what we can do."
Yeah.
And then, like, after that, I was like, "Okay." stepping my toes in, just like trying to find my like niche after I graduated, like trying to like come up with like my own presets, not even just like messing around with colors. And
Mhm.
then after that 2020 happened, I think that's actually when I started to be like, okay, let's find some clients. And then
Yeah.
COVID, and I was like, what to do? So much for having a business, right? And then like that was gone, and then 2021 was kind of shot, and
Mhm.
then
Now 2020.
2022,
Mhm.
yeah, 2022, I think that's like the first year I got my business registered and I was
Hmm.
going sky, like just flying. But I wasn't flying, I was going up. But and I hit this, and
You're
I'm like,
on a
okay.
stance? No.
But and
No.
then 2023 hit, and then now I don't know where the fuck's going on. Language, part of my
No,
language,
you're
but
good.
like it's I really like I feel like it's like a mindset thing. Like if you
Mhm.
want to be somewhere, you'll go there.
Yeah.
Like if you keep saying I want to do that, it'll happen. And I've seen it.
Mhm.
I've seen it happen with myself. Like I used to work I can't speak English right now. I used to work for Life Touch. I was in 2021, 2020. Life Touch is like that
I worked in Life
talking way
Touch
too
too,
fast.
Michelle.
Yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
you did?
Yeah, I did for like what is it? What year was it? It was I think post COVID. Yeah, no, it was like in between COVID. It was like 2021, 2022 ish. Yeah, 2021, 2022. It was like
No
the end
way.
of 2021 where it was like
Okay.
September to like January. That's when I
So
worked.
that was the year, I believe that was the year that I didn't.
Yeah.
I ended at the beginning of 2021.
Hmm.
That's so interesting. And
Yeah.
like I just remember like doing that 9 to 5 and I was just like I can't be doing this. And then like if you like put that stone in your head saying you want to do something else, you'll get out of it.
Oh yeah.
And you meet people and it's just like just keep listening to that like voice inside your head and keep going for what you want to do. So it'll happen. I didn't know you worked for them. That's
Well, it was
crazy.
fun. I enjoyed it, but the only thing was that I didn't like was I guess the the stuff for the grad stuff was just too much. They didn't need that much equipment for the grad equipment. I
Yes,
felt
there's like
like
so much
it was
going
just so
on.
much equipment, and also they wouldn't insure me if I got into a bloody like accident for my vehicle. That's the only thing
Oh
I didn't like
yeah.
that because literally, oh, you bring this equipment, oh, car crash, your whole entire console's broken. so,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
Honestly, it
why
just
I'm
goes
like,
right through
oh,
the window.
that's why I'm like, okay, goodbye. At that point, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
I was fine with everything with the like everything to do with photography for that. Like it did help me for little things for photography, like lighting situations. I feel like it did help me for stuff in that creative
Interesting.
aspect for
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And other than that, that's about it that I learned
yeah,
from Life
yeah.
Touch. I would feel like so.
I found it like so fascinating, like working with the different types of personalities and like the way with like school headshots, you have to pose them all in the same pose. Like they want to pose everyone in the same pose when
Yeah.
like what I took from that was you can't physically do that. Like everyone
No.
I know, like everyone is different. Everyone has different body types. They have different like some people just like don't want to. Like they have different personalities. Like pose people in their personalities, not in like old fashioned format. Like
Oh yeah.
and I remember this, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, that there's this old guy, older gentleman
Mm.
that works at Life Touch. He's got whiter hair and he's very stubborn. We're not going to say names. And I remember doing like the grad stuff and I
Yeah.
wanted to be creative. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to get creative. I think I was posing a guy too feminine and he came up to me and he's like, "You can't pose a guy like that." And I like that's when I lost it. I was like, "I can't be doing this. I need to
Ooh.
like." I was mad and I think I snapped back at him and I don't
Oh,
know.
I think
I
I know who you're talking. It's been a while since I worked there, but I know the
let's
face who
say
you're talking about. But yeah,
name has 4 letters.
I forget
Last
names,
letter is an
Michelle,
L.
already. That's the thing. It's been too long. But no,
You definitely
I know the
yeah.
face who you're talking about because I know the people that worked in Live Touch. So yeah, I knew who you're
Yeah.
talking about. But yeah,
Yeah. It's just like I don't know. I guess for me in my mindset I'm just like I need that creative freedom. I don't know. And what's really fascinating is like lately I've been getting into the sports photography and
Hmm.
yeah, it's been so much fun and just like capturing people like doing their sports and making it like really like badass and making them feel like they're pros. Like I don't know, if you have the confidence, let's
Yeah.
show it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've been doing that lately and I actually went to this one school and it was really I had a very like I had a breakthrough moment in my head and
Hmm.
like Life Touch was there. They were set up
Oh.
and it was just like so fascinating. Like I had this one old coworker that came up to me and he was like, "Oh, you're the sports photographer?" And just like being able to hear that, I was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely proud." Oh, sorry. My
No, you're
alarm went
good.
off. No. How do I turn it? Okay,
You're
there
good.
we go.
You're good.
But it was just like so fascinating to be like, "Wow, I've made my own thing of this. I've made it completely different and I'm like
Mhm.
happy to be where I am." And just like
Nice.
it was a really cool experience. It was really
It was your little like full circle moment too in a sense, right? Yeah.
yeah. So I hope that you get your full circle with Nickelback. That's gonna be so cool.
That will
You'll
be.
get it. You'll
I
get it.
hope
You
so.
gotta do
We'll
it.
see. How did you get into the sports stuff? I was so curious on asking you that. Like, what? How did you get
Oh,
into that?
honestly, okay, so I had this one friend. He he was doing it just for like fun and he was like,
Hmm.
"Hey, this one school wants me to take photos for them. I can't make it. Can you?" And I was just like, "Yeah." But like somewhere in me I was like it's like lately I've been listening to the voice of saying, "Hey, be comfortable with the uncomfortable." And I'm like, "Do I really want to drive?" Like I live out of the city. So I'm like, "Do I really want to drive all the way into the city like 40 minutes just to go take photos for a school for like maybe 30 minutes?" And like inside of me, I was like the laziness wants to say no, but then like the other part of me is like, "Hell yeah. What can I get from this? Like let's just try it out." And like this was not my thing. And I did this in like December, and I was like, "This is not my style." But I was like, I'm gonna bring my style into this and see what I can come like see what can come out of it. So I brought some really crazy lights and I think I don't know, it was wild. And I think I brought my smoke machine.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
brought my
I think it
smoke
was your smoke. Yeah, there was no smoke machine for
yeah,
that
yeah,
photos.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was from the first time or the second, but I don't know. But like I set these lights up and there's another photographer there and he was like apparently he's been doing this for a while, but he walks in and he was like, "Oh, hey, are you the other photographer?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What's with all the lights?" And I was like, "Oh shit." But like it was so funny because he was just like raw dogging it. He was just going
Oh.
like with whatever like lighting was going on in the gym.
Hmm.
And I just brought my whole setup and it was
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I definitely like seen the reactions. They were like, "Whoa, this
Fancy
is so
stuff.
professional."
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then like you bring the smoke machine in and it looks badass. And like after that, I just started reaching out to different schools and getting in contact with the coaches and I was like, "Hey, I want to do this again and I want to like build my own thing from this." And yeah, I'm hoping that it takes its own little lift off
I
because
feel like that's a good like you started something. I feel like that's gonna work
I
in your
really hope
favor.
so.
I feel like because
Yeah,
I
thank
don't
you.
like yeah, there's people who've done like when I went into school, there was not much for photographers for sports photography. Like
Yeah.
we went in when I was in school and everything. It was just basically, oh, we got like our coach to just take photos or something, or a teacher to take
Yeah,
photos or
yeah.
something. Now you're doing something like that and getting a whole entire professional setup. I feel like that is
They
something
need
that
it.
they
They
need. Like that is
yeah, they
something
totally
no
need
one
it.
has thought of.
Yeah, and I'm like it's just I deep somewhere in me, I'm like I know this is happening all for a reason and
Oh yeah,
it's going to take its toll and I'm just really excited to see where it goes because like they need it. Like that is a big like a lot of people practice. They commit. They put so much effort into showing up and like creating this team, building this connection with these players and like not only are you in school, you get the headshots, you're like commemorating school, but like sports is a massive part of it. Like,
oh
it's a
yeah,
massive chunk of like, you know, and people those hockey moms, those soccer moms, they live and breathe for this and like you got to You gotta capture that, like, the different years too. I don't know. I'm just so excited. It's gonna be very interesting, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's gonna blow up for you, Michelle. I feel like that
I hope
because
so.
you already got into it, and yeah, it's gonna be good for you.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah, cool, cool, cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, what do you want people to know about you? What do you want to shout out, basically, to tell the people?
To tell the people
To tell the people about
about
you,
me.
Michelle.
Honestly, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I what I want people to know about me?
Yeah.
I don't even know. What I know about me though, I'll tell you. I really love, like, interacting with different people because like, everyone's different, and
Okay.
I keep repeating that, but, like, it's a thing, like, I know you have your own personality, you have your own style, you have your own interests, and there's, like, multiply that by millions, and it's just, like, I love, like, interacting with other people and just, like, seeing what they have to say or, like and then getting to capture that, it's just so fascinating because like, getting to like, capturing different people is so interesting because like, everyone has their own personality and, like, the way they do things. I don't know, I just, like I'm just very fascinated in that, and I guess that's what I want people to know. It's, like, not it's, like I don't know, I just, like to get to know people, and I like to put myself out there, and, yeah, I
Just
guess I don't know if that was the answer, but
no, that's fine. It's whatever you want it to be, Michelle. Basically, that's totally fine. Like,
That's
alright,
that's
good,
fair.
cool, cool.
Wow.
That's all I got.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Okay. Can I Uno reverse it back to you? I'm quite intrigued to see, like, what you want the people to know about you.
I just take photos of Michelle. That's all I take. I don't know what the people want to know about me. I take concert photos. Maybe I venture out of the city. That's basically what I want people to know about me.
Maybe I venture out of the
Maybe
city.
venture out of the city. If you
Yeah, that's
want concert photos, you want, I don't know, portrait stuff, promo stuff. For me, it's always about just trying something new when it comes to a shoot.
yeah,
That's basically what I
yeah.
always try to experience when taking a place that I go to for something. Always, I've told this to so many photographers, for myself, I try to find something new for everything. And if I don't find something new in a shoot or something, I just kind of get down from it, honestly. Like, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, I didn't take this, like, area on something new. I didn't go more creative than I typically do. Typically,
Mhm.
when a set happens, and I'm like, oh dang, that sucks. But that's what I try. I try something new every single moment that we
That's
take.
so
So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's keep doing you and
yeah,
keep
you
listening to
too.
that because that's thank you, and I'm so glad we got to chat today. This was it's like it's just fun to just like I don't know, get to know like the other concert photographers in the city and like
Other side.
get to know you and
Mm,
why you want to do this and what you like and yeah,
mm.
yeah.
What
It's
you
just
do and I do, and basically vice
yeah,
versa. And
yeah.
that